welcome to this sequence. It's a 20-minute Hatha sequence. My name is Kristen, and I'll be guiding you through a sequence that's tapping into the subtle body. So really the energetic body, and specifically aligned to one of our chakras, the Muladhara chakra, which is considered the root chakra at the base of the spine. Our chakras run through the base of the spine all the way up through the center of our body out to the top and the crown of our head. And the Muladhara chakra is associated with safety and security, trust. It's aligned to our basic needs. And often when our body is is in a state of dis-ease, we might have issues of constipation or digestive issues, pain in the lower pelvic area or in the knees. And this can be a result of the Muladhara chakra being out of alignment or blocked. So this next 20 minutes, we'll take some postures to help to ground us and to activate that Muladhara or root chakra, and to remove any blockages so that the line of energy runs freely through the spine. So we'll begin in a child's pose. I invite you to bring a block nearby, bring the knees wide as the mat, and then toes to touch, sinking back on the heels. And then you can bring a block if you'd like to rest your head on it. Otherwise, walk the fingers out and stretch them towards the top of the mat, allowing the forehead to release and the body to just settle into this posture and feel grounded to the earth. Maybe you begin to notice your breath, allowing it to draw in and release as you sink deeper into this posture, allowing the weight of the earth, the weight of your body to sink into the earth. On your next exhale, press back up through the hands, walk them back in, swing the legs to the side, and come into easy seat, Sukhasana. We'll bring the hands to the knees and take a few seated cat-cows. On the inhale, draw the chest forward, broadening through the shoulders, chin up, gaze up. On the exhale, rounding through, drawing the navel in, allowing the spine to round and the chin to tuck. Inhale to open, and exhale to release. One last time, inhale, broadening, and exhale, warming up the spine, but also keeping it firmly grounded. We'll extend the legs out in front for Dandasana, flexing the feet towards the face, having the hands on either side, pressing down through the hands, and reaching the crown of the head towards the sky, sitting up tall, flexing the feet towards the face, engaging the legs. Take your next exhale, and then on the inhale, raise the arms up overhead and bend at the hips, allowing the torso to melt over the body. You can bring the hands to the thighs, the knees, the shins, or you can take hold of your big toes. Be here for a moment, allowing the spine and the legs to ground down. So good for the low back. And then releasing out, walking the fingers back up. We'll come to hands and knees, and then we'll tuck the toes and sit back on the toes, bringing our hands to our thighs, sitting up tall. If this is too much, you can always take a block or lean forward to take some pressure out of the toes. Wherever you're at, let that stretch take hold. Really good for the fascia of the feet. And then transitioning into downward dog. We'll bring the hands up a few efforts and walk the knees back, keeping the toes tucked, pressing through the fingerprints and through the toes. We'll lift the hips up and back, keeping the knees generously bent, rocking the front body back so that the ears are by the biceps, and then gently pedaling out the feet. Getting a nice stretch through the calves and the hamstrings and the hips. We'll take baby steps to the top of the mat and hang in forward fold. Bringing the arms, the hands to grasp opposite elbows. Allow the low back to release, but grounding down through all parts of the feet. With every inhale and exhale, allow your body to release a little more. Maybe even taking the head from side to side or nodding yes. Releasing the arms, drawing the fingertips along the front of the body ever so slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Come to Tadasana. Tadasana can seem like it's a very inactive posture, but actually it's very active. Feeling that rooting down through the feet, drawing energy up through the front of the body and down through the back. We'll take chair pose next. So bending at the hips, bending the knees, bringing those hips back away from the toes so that the knees are not over the toes. And then bring the hands to heart center. And then we'll sink a little lower and we'll do a revolved chair pose, bringing the right elbow to the left knee, keeping the knees straight, and then using the torso to twist open to the left, keeping the grounding into the feet for support, and then releasing to forward fold. Bending the knees again, drawing the arms up to heart center, bringing the left elbow to the right knee, making sure the knees are even, and then turning the torso, looking out to the right or even gazing upward. Releasing on your exhale and coming up to Tadasana again. Again, bringing that nice energy through the legs, engaging the quads, drawing the navel in, broadening the shoulders, hands on the side, palms face in, crown of the head reaching forward. Crown of the head reaching up. And bringing the right foot, toes, lift the knee, and open, externally rotate the right hip for tree pose. Keeping that left leg really strong and sturdy as if it were the trunk of a tree. Keeping a micro bend in the knee to protect it. You can bring the heel of the right foot to the inside left ankle, or if it's in your practice, you can go a little bit higher on the inside of your calf. Allowing that right hip to open out. You can have the hands at heart center or up like branches of a tree. Feeling grounded and strong, and then release out. Release everything down. We'll take it to the other side. Bringing that left knee up, pivoting on the toes, bringing the left heel to the right ankle, maybe drawing it up on the inside of the calf. You can take full tree, placing it on the inside of your thigh if you like. If that's in your practice, just don't place it on top of the knee. So either over or under or over the knee. And then again, hands on hips, hands at heart center, or hands above. Outstretching like a tree. If you fall out of it, it's all good. Keeping a micro bend in that knee. Using that navel to draw in, engage the abdomen. Feeling strong and supported, safe and secure. On your next exhale, release the arms down, release the feet, come back to neutral. And then we'll take star pose. So coming to the long edge of your mat, centered, bring your feet out a little bit wider than hips width apart, and allow the toes to point out towards either side. Once that base is there, and you can feel the grounding in your heels, your big toe mount, your pinky toe mount, extend the arms up and allow them to go out. Sort of the same shape as your legs. Feel the energy coming out from the fingers as if you were a star. This is such a great pose for confidence, stability, strength, and endurance. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, release. We'll take it to warrior two. So pivoting on the right feet, pivot to the front, the toes facing the front. Step the left foot back, pivot so that the left toes are pointing towards the front edge of the mat, or the back edge of the mat, excuse me. And make sure you're strong in that base. Adjust your stance to whatever you need, not allowing the knee to come over the toes. Once you have the base and you can feel nice and sturdy, if nothing would knock you over, making sure your torso is centered above your hips. Extend the arms out right to left, gazing through the fingers of the bent knee. Exhale to come out of it, pivot on the feet to come back to center. And then we'll pivot the left foot towards the front of the mat, bending into the knee, allowing that back leg to pivot so that the toes are facing the right front corner of the mat. Again, very grounding, strong, stable, secure, feeling that opposition between the two legs. And then extending the arms out and gazing through those front fingers. On your exhale, release, pivot, come back to Tadasana, and then we'll set up for garland pose, which is going to be our peak foot pose for today, our final pose before we begin to cool down. And bring your feet to the outer edges of the mat and let the feet spill over. Have your block handy. And as if you were going into goddess pose, start to lower, bend the knees, lower, and then you can place the block right underneath you and sit back on it. Knees are wide, hips are open. Bring the hands to heart center and press your elbows into the inside of your knees to open those hips up. And then vice versa, bring your knees pressing those hands together, really feeling that opposition. Make any adjustments as needed. And sit up tall in the spine, feeling that nice long line of energy from crown to tail. One more breath here. And then release the hands, release the feet out in front of you. You can come off that block. And then we'll come to lay on our mat, outstretched in a full body stretch, arms up over the head, toes pointing. And then on the exhale, bring the knees in, wrap your arms around them. Gently rock side to side to release out that low back. And then we'll take banana pose. So allowing the legs to release, centering yourself on the mat, walking the feet over to the right of the mat, and walking the hands, lifting them up overhead and walking them to the right. If you want a little more, you can cross your ankles, have the right hand grab the left wrist for a little more stretch. This really helps to strengthen and lengthen our spine and get a nice stretch in the side body. We'll release and come back through center, taking it to the other side. Walk the legs over to the left corner of the mat and the arms as well. Maybe taking a bind with the left hand holding the right wrist and crossing the ankles. On your next exhale, unwind, come back to center. I'm going to set up for bridge pose. So we'll bring the feet towards the hips, the hands down next to the body, palms facing down. Take an inhale and an exhale. On your next inhale, press into the hands, press into the feet, and lift the hips, whatever distance is comfortable for your body. And then on the exhale, lower. We'll do that 2 more times. Preparing, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. One last time, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Good. We'll take a happy baby. So bring your knees in. Again, allow gentle movements to release the low back and get it nice and flush with the mat. And then bring the feet up towards the sky. You can hold the ankles or the shins or even the soles of the feet. Draw the knees down towards the armpits, and you can stay absolutely still, or if it feels good, gently rock side to side, give the spine a little massage. Bend the knees back in, plant them on the ground. And then we'll take a twist. So extend the left leg out, bring the right knee in. Hold the right knee with the left hand. Extend the right arm out to the side, away from the body, parallel with the shoulder. Allow the left hand to guide the right knee over the body in an internal rotation. Keep the right shoulder on the mat. And you can either gaze up or you can gaze out towards your extended arm over to the right. Bringing it back through center, plant the right foot, bring the left leg in, plant the left foot, extend the right foot, and bring that left knee in. Allow the right hand to guide it over the body, extending the left arm out away from the body. Maybe taking a gaze over to the left. Feeling a nice stretch in the glute and in the hip, and even the side waist. This is really good to wring out all the toxins in our body. Go ahead and unwind. Come back to center. We'll extend the legs out. Allow them to fall, the feet to fall out towards the sides of the mat. Bring the hands towards the side of the body. Allow them to splay out, palms face up. Chin slightly tucked so there's length at the back of the neck. Allow the entire body to be supported by the mat. This is a relaxed state. It's a final posture, but it is still a state of awareness, so it's not a sleeping state. But it's so important that we take time to allow our body to soak up all the nutrients of the work we've just done, to wring out the toxins and to move the energy in our bodies. So for the next couple of minutes, I invite you to close your eyes and just relax, focus on your breath, and enjoy. I invite you to bring a little awareness to your body, maybe moving the fingers and the toes, turning over to one side, pressing up into a seat. Coming to Sukhasana. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this smoothed the energy in your body, allowed you to tap into that root chakra and to create awareness and energy so that any blockages can be removed and energy can run through the length of your spine freely and easily. Enjoy your day and your evening.